Hi, I'm Deacon Bob Marbin, and on behalf of myself and Bishop Donald Hine, I want to thank all the priests, the liaisons, and the delegates that are coming to the February gathering coming up in just a couple of weeks. It's one of the most important parts of the Synod process. As we continue to take things from the October sessions, we move them into the deanery sessions in order to get more clarification on some of those ideas that have come up from several hundred people. So with that, we felt that it might be a good idea to do a little bit of a training video to kind of talk about what's going to happen on that particular day when you come on Saturday to your respective deanery sessions. So first of all of you, including the priest and the liaison, are going to receive a package at your parish that's going to have some instructions. One of them is going to have a copy of the outline for that particular day. In addition to that, everyone, if you have a particular ecclesiastical area that you're going to be addressing, such as evangelization, in your package of information, you're going to be receiving this cover sheet, and in that will be the white paper that has been developed. The white paper's purpose is for you to reflect on that, pray about it, before you come to your actual session in February. With that, we have also developed some rough guidelines. So these guidelines for the participants will be also included on a form like this that will kind of walk you through the day a little bit about what you will be expected to bring with you before this session, as well as in preparation for the session itself. So there's one for the participants, the delegates, and there's also one for the actual table facilitator, who is basically your liaisons from your various parishes. So you, as delegates, you will be sitting at a table for one ecclesiastical area, such as evangelization. So what will happen during that session? You will have time to do some pre-work. In your pre-work, you would be given a form similar to this that will be coming in your package. And on that form, what that allows you to do, it allows you to name your top priority initiative in that particular ecclesiastical area, such as evangelization. The forms will be set up in such a way that all the initiatives will have letters associated with each line item. So if you pick M and describe it, you would put M in the category here for the initiative. Right below that initiative is kind of a freelance area. It's kind of an elevator speech. It's something that you want to describe to say why you think that initiative is so important for the Gary Diocese and why you think it should be moved ahead. Now, along with that, you'll also receive a package of strategies that have been discerned throughout the 4 counties. And in that package of strategies, the strategies are going to be numbered 1 through, say, 100. So say number 15 is a strategy that you like. For instance, you might say, we should have more retreats. Well, then you would put number 15 on your worksheet and describe what that basic strategy would be. Now you will have an opportunity to bring 2 sheets with you to your session as pre-work. When you get to your actual session, you will have an opportunity to basically read your pre-work to everyone else at the table. And as you go around and each person gets an opportunity to read their paper, you get a better understanding of how someone else may have felt about a particular item on evangelization. It might be, as the Spirit moves you, you might say, wow, I never thought of that particular idea. That's really a good idea. So everyone will get an opportunity to go around and read it. Once they've done their first go around, we will do that for a second time. So you have an opportunity to pick your top 1 and your top 2 initiative as it relates to that particular ecclesiastical life area. Now what's going to happen during that session, the difference is the actual facilitator at your table is going to be having a form similar to this, which is also included in their package of information. What they're going to do is, as you describe your particular initiative and say it's BB, they will mark down and keep tallies of everybody's items as you go around. So if there's 10 people at your table, at the very end, you may have 20 different initiatives that have been brought up at the table. At that point, then the facilitator, the table monitor person, will then give you a master sheet for you to have that has A through, say, ZZ, all the various initiatives. And they will tell you to highlight the ones that have been discussed at your table. At that point, you will have 20 items that are highlighted, at which time you will then rank order those 20 items. Now the spirit here is to allow you, after you've reflected, after you have heard others describe what they feel is important and why, now you have an opportunity now to go through and rank order those. Very possibly the 2 that you brought might not be in the top 10 that you've ranked. But there again, that's the purpose of this, is in order to synthesize, in order to allow the Spirit to work within you, within the other people at your table. Once that is done, then the facilitator, the table monitor, will collect all the papers. They will take those papers, turn them in to myself that particular day. Now this is going to take place at 4 different deaneries through the month of February. So at the end of February, we will gather all the papers for evangelization. And at that point, then, we will take a look at how they were rated and be able to come up with the top 4 to 6 major initiatives that have been chosen by hundreds of people. And those particular items then will be moved into what we will use for the Synod on Saturday, June the 3rd. At that Synod in June the 3rd, they will have the opportunity to then to vote on those 6 items and to be able to rank order those. Of those, then the bishop will write his declaration predicated on that, using that as information, some guidance for him as he discerns some of the direction for our particular diocese. Again, the priest will receive everything. They will receive all of the 8 ecclesiastical life white papers, all the templates, all the handouts, all the instructions, as well as the table leader, who is your liaison. They will also receive all of those papers to read and reflect ahead of time. Now, the liaison basically is keeping track of the tallying. That is their main purpose for this particular part of the session, for the February sessions. In June, your priest and your liaison, along with 1 member from the parish, will be voting members on that. Therefore, that's the purpose why the priest and the liaisons will be receiving all 8 of the ecclesiastical areas in order to be prayerful about what will happen. So my prayers to you, may you enjoy this journey. And again, on behalf of Bishop Donald Hine, we thank you for your yes to this most important step in the Synod process as we allow the Holy Spirit to open up the ideas for the future of the Gary Diocese. God bless.